Hi, I'm BarRaider. Today I'm going to show you a neat little trick. I've had many people contact me asking for a specific feature on the Elgato StreamDeck, which is running a random action from inside a multi-action. Well, the StreamDeck has a random action which, like it's named, selects one random command from a predefined list. The StreamDeck also has a multi-action which allows one key press to execute a whole bunch of commands. Unfortunately, there's no way to add a random action into a multi-action. Well, at least not formally. Today I'm going to show you how a little tweak can enable this feature and let you add random actions into multi-actions. So let's get started. First things first though, small warning that you are going to make a small tweak to the StreamDeck configuration file. So if you don't feel comfortable with this, now is probably the time to stop watching this video. That said, you can easily undo this by uninstalling and reinstalling the StreamDeck app, so not too risky. Let's start by showing what a random action does. I'm going to drag one into the screen, and the first thing you can see is it says random action up here, and I can choose a whole bunch of different actions. I can choose stuff like opening a random web page, putting a whole set of web pages, and it'll just open a random one. I'm going to use the super macro just because it's easier for me to demo what it does. So I'm going to drag and drop 4 super macros into the random action. Let's give each one some text. Let's write hello in the first one. Let's type, I don't know what, 1, 2, 3 in the next one. Let's type hi everybody. And finally, let's just type ABC. So I have these 4 actions. Now, if you go out of the random action, you can see that it says there's 4 actions inside of it. So now I'm going to just open a notepad and bring it here. And every time I press the button, you can see one of the 4 random actions is selected. And it seems quite random. The other thing that we have is a multi-action. So I can drag and drop a multi-action here. But the first thing you notice is that a random action does not exist here. I can just similarly put, let's say, 2 super macros, write hello in the first one, write world in the second one, and then when I run the multi-action, I'll always type hello world. Now again, this could be tons of other things like opening a whole bunch of websites and moving stuff around on your computer and moving windows around. You can do a lot of different things. But unfortunately, there's no way to add a random action. Okay, well, let's see how we can do this. So the first thing we need to do is completely shut down the StreamDeck app. So pressing the X over here is not enough. You really have to go into the task bar, right-click the StreamDeck icon, and choose Quit StreamDeck. After I do that, I'm going to go into the Elgato StreamDeck installation folder. For most people, that is under C Program Files, Elgato StreamDeck. Let me show that over here. And I am going to put the path in the description for this video anyways. So C Program Files, Elgato StreamDeck, if you install it somewhere else, well, you need to go to that directory. And inside you see a plugins folder. We're going to go into this folder and we're going to look for a folder called COM Elgato StreamDeck Multi-Actions.sd plugin. On my list, it's the 5th one, but it can change between different installations. Anyways, we're going to double click this one, and inside we're going to double click the manifest.json file. Now when we open it up, you can see it just has a bunch of JSON, a bunch of actions. We can see stuff like the multi-action, the multi-action switch, and we're actually going to look for the random action, and here it is. We see the name is random action. We see that the UUID is COM Elgato StreamDeck Multi-Actions Random. And the next line right after that is supported in multi-action, and it says false. Well, this is the line we're going to modify after where it says the UUID with the random. So we're going to go to the supported in multi-actions and modify the false to true. Now we can see if we scroll a little bit down, it's exactly like the delay action has. It's supported in multi-actions true, and we can see on the Stream Deck that it actually does exist in a multi-action. So we're doing the same thing to a random. We're changing supported in multi-action to true, and let's go ahead and save the file. Okay, so that's about it. Let's open up the Stream Deck and the Stream Deck app. And now when I double click inside a multi-action, look, I have a random action inside. How cool is that? Now I can just go and drag it inside, but there's a problem. Double clicking it doesn't really help, and I can't really modify it from here. The content is 0 action, so I dragged it inside, but it can't really do anything. We're going to fix that. The first thing we're going to do, we don't need it. We're going to remove it. We're going to go back to the previous screen. So when we want to tweak the random actions, we're actually going to do it outside the multi-action. So in this case, we already had a random action with 4 actions. Remember the one we did at the beginning with our 4 super macros. All I'm going to do right now is take it, right click and press copy, then open the multi-action, right click and paste. That's it. Now, remember I had a hello, I had a world, and then I'm running the random action. So what I'm going to expect to see every time I click the button of the multi-action is I'm always going to see hello world, but then the third line after that should be changing every single time. Let's give it a try. So you can see that the third line every time, we actually had one that said hello world, hello. So that's these two. But every third line is something different. Now we don't actually need those 2 super macros inside. We can just delete this one, and then we just have a random action. And every time I press it, it's going to do something else from inside a multi-action. So that's it. That's all we did. And that's all you need to do. Now, if you want to change it again, you can always right click, copy it, paste it back outside, modify it, and then copy paste it back. But that's it. That's one way, and quite easy, not too hard, to get random actions inside multi-actions. I hope you liked this. I hope this helped. If you found this interesting and helpful, please consider subscribing and liking this video and subscribing to this channel. I plan on adding a few more tips that I have in the upcoming weeks and would love your support.